Do you dread the winter season? Do you struggle with seasonal blues and counting down the days until you hear the birds chirping and the ground thawing? Are you thinking to yourself, maybe I'm just not a winter person? What if I told you I was just like you, and now I crave the slowness and coziness that is winter? How I got there, you might ask? Well, stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it.
Hello, friend. I am super excited for today's video because this is a topic that I've worked on in my personal life for many years now, because I used to hate winter. I used to get so depressed, so gloomy, and I felt like I was always fighting winter and trying to survive and wait until summer comes along. But now I did a lot of research, I implemented things into my life, and when I tell you I love winter, I love the winter. And I mean, not every day is perfect, because not every day is perfect in the summer, or not every day is perfect in the spring. Like, there are days that you're just going to be kind of down. But it is possible to go through a season not dreading the entire thing and waiting for the next season to come. So I'm so excited to get into this. I have my coffee that matches my pink little sweater. I literally wrote so many notes. So we're gonna get into it. Hopefully you find this super helpful. So step one, we need to establish a vibe for winter. You need to start dreaming about, what does your dream winter look like? How can you romanticize it? For me, I don't know if you guys have seen the aesthetic. I'm chronically on the internet trying to work on that. But the Frank Sinatra winter aesthetic. That aesthetic, guys, it speaks to me. Like cozy Italian restaurants, jazz, candlelit dinners, just being really moody. Like if you're at home, just putting on a little record, throwing on some jazz music, and just kind of moseying around your house with the lights all dim. That to me sounds like a wonderful time. And so I'm like, winter, you can't really do that any other time of year. And so when you establish a vibe that's very niche to winter, it gives you something to look forward to. Like by the end of summer, I always get like, okay, I love the summer. This has been really fun, but I'm ready to slow down. And I feel that way. I start to slow down a little bit in fall, but then it picks back up because of the holidays. And then January and February comes around, and I think this is when the winter blues really hits people. But for me, I'm like, oh, it's time to go into hibernation, girl, Frank Sinatra winter. Like, find your thing and set your vibe and your intentions. Because I think the number one thing about thriving in winter is being intentional, is your intentions. And so if that looks like a very like clean girl winter, where it's like you're doing face masks, you're taking really long on your night routine because night comes really early in the winter, you have a lot of darkness, and then you wake up in the morning and maybe you want to make a cute little drink for yourself, a green juice, and you want to go to Pilates and try these different workout classes that are more indoors. Like, if that's your vibe, full send. Or if your vibe is like, I want to be like a little hobbit, or like the cozy, cute little mouse caricatures that I always see on Pinterest, I'll put an example up, and you just want to be super cozy and super grandma-y, and you want to learn how to quilt, and you want to sit in a rocking chair and binge watch your favorite comfort shows while you're like learning how to like cross stitch or something. Full send. So I'm not gonna go into like keep ranting on it forever, but find what your vibe is for the winter and romanticize that, and try to make it very niche to winter, not something you can do all year long. Because when you have those anticipatory things, it makes you more excited about the season to come. So now that we've established a vibe and we know what emotions we want to invoke and how we want to feel during this time, we just have to make sure that it's customized to you, that it's actually achievable. Because we could dream this like, oh, I want to be winter in New York in a skyscraper apartment, and I want to feel like how the girls do who have like the all glass apartments. If that's not your scenario, like if you're living in the middle of like Ohio, like, sorry. Maybe there's some ways you can do to invoke that feeling. Like maybe it's achievable for you to book a trip to New York and do a couple nights like that. But if you know that this is not an achievable thing that we're imagining, maybe we need to step it back for a second and look at your environment. Like for me, for example, I can't go to jazz bars and Italian restaurants all the time because there's not too many around here. But for New Year's, I went on the hunt because I'm not like, let's go to the club. I'm sorry, I get tired. But I did find this jazz bar that was doing a New Year's event, and it was so just soiree, and like you walk in and there's a guy playing the saxophone and somebody on the keys, and everybody's like sitting in like lounge chairs, and me and my friends just had such a good time. And I was like, oh, this feels like the Frank Sinatra winter that I've been dreaming about. So customizing it to you and being intentional also takes research. Look into the things you want to do. And if being a cozy little hobbit is achievable for you, then do that. You know, like, oh, I want to learn how to crochet. If you want to learn how to do a billion crafts, you don't need to go buy cross stitch, crochet, quilting kits, all this stuff all at once. Do one at a time. Can you even finish a puzzle, babe? So it's really important that you make these things achievable. Again, like I'm always going to go back to the intention, because I think winter is really a time to be intentional. Like if you want to see people, it's not like in the summer where you're just out and about and you and your friends have a plethora of things you can do. You have to be intentional of like, oh, I'm going to plan a game night. Oh, I'm going to plan a dinner. Oh, I'm going to plan Galentine's. Like things like that. You have to really put a lot of intention in it. So now that you know your vibe and you know what's achievable for you and what's not, this is where we go even deeper with the intentions. One of my things in the winter that I love to do is regulate my sleep and my circadian rhythm, because it's so good for your hormones. It's so good for your brain. Blood sugar balancing, like there are so many things that sleep regulation improves, and I'm not that good about it in the summer. So in the wintertime, I'm very intentional. Like in the summertime, my spin class, I take the night class. I do it at like 6. Because by the time I'm in there and out there, it's still daylight. But in the wintertime, a 6:30 spin class does not sound like a good time to me. So I switched it to Saturday mornings. So now I have spin at 8:30. And it's so much more in line with my intentions and what I want winter to feel like, so that I can be home, that I can have time to wind down, do like a nightly devotional, do a little face mask, you know, just be intentional, journal, prayer, all those type of things. I have time for it because I'm not booking my nights up, because that's not what feels right for wintering Rihanna, you know? And I think it's the same thing of like, if you want you're not a morning person, so you like a slow morning. Maybe you like to do your devotional in the morning. Maybe you like to do your prayer time, your meditation time in the morning. So you set time like, okay, I'm going to be more intentional about waking up. I'm going to set my alarm far away from me, so I have to get up to turn it off. I'm going to brush my teeth. Because for me, I'm not really awake until I brush my teeth. And then I'm like, okay, I'm up. And then you take the time to do that. That you can have a proper breakfast instead of just grabbing a piece of bread as you're running out the door. Because that sets up your whole day, and then you just feel dysregulated all day, and you're frustrated, and you yell at the person who cuts you off in the road, and you're like, okay, I'm cranky now. And it's really easy to blame the other person. But babe, that's just you. You're not regulated because you didn't take the time to ground yourself. Because I catch myself on those days. If I'm hungry, my road rage is is not good. And I'm like yelling at somebody for going slow in front of me because I'm running late. I'll look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, girl, it's your fault that you're late. It's your fault that you rushed. That's on you. Like, if you don't want to feel this way, then you need to actively change those things. Because that person's having a dandy old time. Why are you trying to ruin their day? Because misery loves company. I digress. If your lunch break is in the middle of the day and you work inside of an office, maybe go sit in your car and just get some sun. If you're trying to chase that like clean girls winter, like, do those things that, like a chemical peel, for example, is not recommended to get one in the summer because you don't want a lot of sun hitting because your skin's so sensitive after a chemical peel. Plan that chemical peel. Plan your doctor's appointments that you don't want to go to in the summer. Go to the dentist. Schedule those things that you're pouring into yourself if that's the kind of winter you want. If you want a winter to pour into yourself. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I hope I'm making sense. I think you get me. Stop fighting winter. I cannot emphasize this enough. A lot of the time, that frustration or that, at least for me, I realized I was feeling down on myself, like, oh, why do I always want to sleep? I feel like I'm getting so lazy. I feel like I'm backtracking. And it's like, no, babe, that's winter. So why are you fighting it? That internal battle of wrestling and like, why does my body want to do this, but my brain wants to do that, is because it's not syncing with the time of year that it is. Once that clicked for me, it changed everything. Because I started looking into like the happiest people on the planet are like in Finland and Denmark. And I know there's other stuff that goes into that, like, you know, economic, yeah, that stuff. But I think it's more to it too. And when I was in Iceland, everybody was just happy. And it was really cold when I was there. And they're just in the moment kind of people. Like, their culture is just very in the moment. Like, it is what it is. I live in Maine. Small talk, everybody loves to talk about the weather. Everybody loves to complain about the weather. But they're just like, yeah. Like, they just live day to day of like, oh, it's cold out. I'm gonna bundle up. Oh, the sun's not coming out until this, so they start their day later than we do. And I think it's because of how little sun they get in this time of year, which I think they cooked with that one. But yeah, we don't have all those societal setup culture things that they do, but we can learn from their mentality. And like, why do we fight winter? Why? I just kept asking myself, why am I fighting this? And I remember I was having a conversation with a friend and we were talking about winter, and I was just so drained and tired, and I was complaining, and I was like, oh, I wish humans, why can't we hibernate like bears do? And she looked at me and she was like, we probably did. I mean, before electricity was invented, it got dark out. I think people just went to bed. And that, I was like, oh, maybe we're biologically designed to want to sleep more in the winter and want to be up more in the summer. And I think we separate ourselves from nature a little too far, and like, we're a part of it. It's a good mirror of like, everything sleeps more. Maybe we should be sleeping more instead of trying to fight it and be at 100% like we are in the spring and summer. So, stop fighting winter. So I could talk about this forever, but I don't want to like information overload. So the last thing I'm going to say is just make sure you do your internal housekeeping. Little dopamine moments. Cute pajama set if that's your thing. Getting your vitamin D in. A lot of us are so deficient. And yes, winter has less sun, but winter doesn't have no sun. Get your face in the sun. Red light therapy has gotten really popular because everybody's trying to pursue regulation. It feels like we're all dysregulated and we want regulation. And so if that means investing in a red light, that means investing in a red light. If you have a fireplace, fire is free red light. Light a candle. Turn your lights off, save a little power, light a couple candles. Candles also produce red light. It might not be as like strong as like red light therapy, but it is free 99 and beautiful, and it just sets the mood. I don't know, I'm just the big fire fan. I always make a fire every night before bed, and staring at it, it really just centers you and calms you down. And like, okay, I feel ready to get a good night's sleep. Nutrition. Girl, you need to be eating. You need to be taking care of your body. How's your protein? Because if you don't feel good, then it doesn't matter how much you romanticize things, you don't feel good. Summer, I have no time to meal prep. But winter, I'd like really get into a routine of like meal prepping, and I want to ensure that, you know, I've had my protein, that I'm eating balanced meals, that I'm balancing my blood sugar, that I'm doing these things that are taking care of me to feel regulated so that I can go through day to day and my body can handle hard situations because my nervous system is already regulated. Because I'm taking care of myself. I'm eating right. I'm sleeping right. You know, doing the little things for me. I'm cleaning my face. I'm praying. I'm talking to God. Take care of yourself in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. And you'll be able to handle a lot more of the outside stressors that come to you. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. Okay? We don't need to rebrand in January. We need to reset. And on that note, I digress. I hope this was really helpful for you. And if you want more tips and tricks on winter, because I really put a lot of work into this. I haven't even talked about like the hygge stuff, because that's really interesting. Even though that's really surrounded by intention. The theme of hygge is intention, and we did tap on that a little bit. But if you want more stuff like this, let me know if you have any questions, or if there's things that you do to romanticize winter, to thrive in the winter. Let's talk about it in the comment section, because I would love to hear. I like to be a lifelong learner, and I feel like there's probably stuff that you guys know that I don't know. So feel free to share, and I hope this video finds you well, and that it's a no pressure way of like, if you want to implement these things, that thriving is possible in the winter, that it is possible to enjoy it, and you don't have to be like a skier or snowboarder person to like winter, because those people love the winter. And if you want to try those things, go try those things, because those things do help you. But if that's just not you, and there's other things that you need to work on, I don't know, I hope this was helpful to you. And so, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for spending time with me. I love you.